when I'm thinking of a combine, I'm not thinking in risk because the risk is already gone. I already paid the money for it, or I already got the account. The risk is off the table, the real money risk, right?
Yeah.
So when I'm in the XFA though, I don't link them together because the risk is losing the XFA and then, like you said, having to go through the process all over again.
We don't know what we don't know. I can't say it was a bad trade just because I went against something I follow now. Because I know that wasn't in the plan. How it is, so now I could follow that.
Right.
But yeah, just always adding things to the tool belt. Numbers are just gonna throw you off of like, oh, if I can make 1,000 on this account times 10, that'll be 10,000. And then it's like, well, try to make 1,000 first before you even try to like multiply that to 10.
I didn't hit the guy. I hit the satellite dish on the house next to the house where they were working on the roof. The dude gets off the roof, looks at me, and then my brother's teeing off. He's like, hey, puts his arms up, picks up my golf ball and puts it in his pocket. What's up, boys? It's a home team episode. Just me and Evan today. We're talking Black Shirt Club. We're talking what has changed in our trading over the last year. Because, man, time is just flying by. And we also talk a little bit about some sports bets and some other fun stuff going on. I know you guys love the home team episodes, so we're feeding the streets today. Make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss any of our future episodes. We just went live a couple days ago with Brian Shannon. Make sure you guys check that one out. That's part 2. He's been on twice in the last year. We're very thankful for that. But enjoy this home team episode. This one's a lot of fun. So enjoy. What's up, traders? Austin from the future. Really quick, I want to just thank our sponsor, Top One Trader. Now, a lot of you have transitioned from CFDs to futures, but I want to suggest that you don't do one or the other, you do both. And if you're looking for a reliable CFD firm, Top One Trader is your go-to. Now, they're based in the US, but more important than that, they actually are still paying traders out. If you go to their Instagram, you'll see last month they paid out over $100,000 to their profitable traders. So if you want to get funded with a CFD firm that is reliable and still paying traders out, and a firm that actually answers their customer support messages very quickly, and I have firsthand experience with that because I have a lot of people in our community that tell me how it's going with Top One, with any of our sponsors, and everyone is still very happy with the work coming from Top One. Just use the link here in the description to this video. I can save you a good little discount. You can help the channel here by supporting and using our affiliate link, and then you could be trading futures and CFDs at the same time, which I think is a no-brainer. So check out Top One. Thank you for being the sponsor. We appreciate Top One very much. And let's get back to the video. What's up, traders? We're back. We got a home team episode today. Me and Evan in the building. I said that to Brian when I did the podcast with him yesterday or the other day. And he's like, well, we're not really in the same building, Austin. I was like, yeah, the virtual building, in the house, in the building, whatever you want to say. Yeah. But it's good to have you back on, Ev. It's good to do a solo, you and me.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a while.
A little dude on dude action to finish off Pride Month, as we should here on ASFX, right?
Yeah, we were lacking on it.
But everybody, here we go. We checked the box. So DEI approved. But it's going to be a good one, bro. We're going to talk maybe a little sports gambling, talk a little bit about the Black Shirt Club. But I want to start with futures because over the last couple of months, you've passed your first couple of combines with Top Step. What do you feel has been the reason, not just you, but even some of the people in the Black Shirt Club have been passing more combines than ever before? Because you were in the Black Shirt Club as a coach with us when we were not trading futures, and you saw people struggling a little bit to pass CFD challenges sometimes. Do you think it's because they're longer? Do you think futures trading is easier? Like, what is your thought on why so many people, including yourself, are passing more now than ever before?
Yeah, I think it's a few things of like the asset. When we were on CFDs, you could do SPX, but for the most part, we were maybe still venturing into Forex. That could definitely have partially to do with it, with the strategy we were using.
Yeah.
Fast forward 6 months from when we probably started the futures, maybe, of like the strategies developed, the discretions increased, that it's also just where we are at in our trading that we could pass that along to now the people that are coming into the BSC. We have more experience with it, so we could share more value. Another thing would be probably the price of the CFD ones. If it's priced heavier, you're probably not going to try as many times. You're probably going to protect it because that's a bigger investment where it's like you're going to take one attempt in 3 months. Where with these future ones, there's people out there taking 10 tries at it. And as bad as it sounds, one of them's got to stick. You'd think 1 out of 10. But if you're taking one attempt across 3 months to get 10 attempts, it's going to take a year. So I think it's just the price, the assets, and just the experience and the strengths of the strategy.
Kind of like law of numbers, right? Like if you're going to try to pass it, I think that's probably what I would say is the biggest one. Is like you are having people take more attempts at it, right? Like failing combines. Top Step does a great job of doing free resets and promos and all this other stuff. every firm does promos now. I feel like they're all so cheap. I wonder why. Like, why are the futures challenges cheaper than the CFD firms? You know what I mean? Like, what is the reason for that? I want to, maybe I'll
Yeah.
ask Clay or Matt, one of
So
the
I mean,
guys
why are
at
they
Top One.
cheaper? Why the hell were CFDs priced at that? We never questioned it because that was just the baseline. There was
Right.
no lower one to compare it to. But now that I know what's out there, it's like, why the hell did I ever spend $1,000 to get like 500,000? Jesus.
Yeah. So you said discretion has increased. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
I mean, it's probably just more experience for myself, yourself, anyone in the BSC of just maybe now bookmap, different anchor points with the VWAP. Edge full stats weren't with us a few months ago. That just the more and more we see, for me specifically, I'll speak on myself of just watching this one asset, or not to go back too far, but with the CFDs, I would stretch myself out to maybe even NQ and then maybe gold or oil or even just some Forex stuff that now that I'm honed in on one asset, watching it every day, looking at the higher time frame, looking at what's happening in the market overall, I just feel in tune with this one asset, that how it moves and how it behaves. So in turn, just throughout time, I'm going to get more confidence and more discretion of I've seen this behave like this before. I don't really trust this as much. I feel like I've seen that. But if I haven't seen it because I don't watch it all that much, I'm not going to pick up on that.
What are your thoughts on the trade copying? It's kind of like I feel like that's a point of not
Mhm.
contention, but it's a hot discussion in the Black Shirt Club almost every day. Some guys are
Yeah.
copying, some guys are not copying. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. I think a few of my BSC members right now want to, probably like half of them want to copy. I do get the, like, oh, I'm shooting for $200 today. May look small, but come to find out that guy's copying it across. You're like, oh, that's a good day then. That does make sense. But I do like my approach, and again, that could change. Maybe 6 months from now, I'll be copying. But as of right now, it's like we said, of like, okay, this is my account with $4,500 worth of drawdown. I'll put on like 3 contracts on this, maybe more discretionary plays, counter trend, whatever, a little bit more aggressive. But
Yeah.
then if that's on its own, my other account over here, I'm just gonna take my simple A plus setups, maybe one trade a day, probably not even a trade every day. My conservative, I'm gonna build this up. Or with the copy trading, you're taking that any setup and all setups on this one account, and it'll be copied to all. So like when it goes good, it's gonna be copied. That's really good. If it goes to that rough stretch, it's copied to everything. So could definitely hurt. But I see both sides of it. And again, that could change.
If you had to pick an opinion and actually like take a side on it, would you say new traders should or should not use a trade copier? Like if
No.
you've never gotten a payout.
Yeah, no. I mean, you're focusing on how to stretch it out across 10 accounts when you've never even managed one account. And the
I
numbers
agree.
are just gonna throw you off of like, oh, if I can make 1,000 on this account times 10, that'll be 10,000. And then it's like, well, try to make 1,000 first before you even try to like multiply that to 10.
As you've been growing as a trader and as a man, and you see these people in the group do really well, like think about Mark,
Hmm.
big payouts, then a month or two of no payouts, you're seeing how nonlinear this business is. And I feel like when you're younger, like you, that's good to see. For some of the older guys, it's been a little harder for them to adjust to, hey, I'm used to making 10 or $15,000 in salary. Now I want to duplicate that in trading. And it's just not possible to guarantee a set salary from your trading. You know what I mean?
No.
So when you think about your future, how much does that play into that thought? Like, do you think, okay, I'm going to need more XFAs and I'm going to trade them separately? That way I can make sure one of them gives me a payout, even if the other one goes into the shitter? Or do you think as you grow, you'll end up doing the trade copying as well to try to go for some form of consistency?
I mean, it'd definitely be a form of consistency. I never would want to solely rely on trading, just purely profits for anybody, even just psychologically how that could affect your trading.
Mhm.
But even if it doesn't have to be my only stream of income, then why let it be? But on the terms of probably like build a balance that we talked about a little bit, I think maybe a few people, but if let's say you get it to like 50,000, you take 10 from it, and then a month you don't make 10,000, well, you still have like 40 grand still in there that you could
Yep.
afford to pay yourself another 10, even though you didn't get any profits this month. The balance is still in there that if you need that money, you can pull it out. Where if like you
Yep.
build a balance to 10,000, you take it all out. Well, now you got to make more money to pull out more money. Where it's
Exactly.
just stacked in there, and you have a slower month or even a down month, you still have some money in there to pay your bills, do whatever, and you're not totally relying on I didn't make any money this month, literally flat. That's a good way to approach it, but you got to get to that buffer first.
Why do you think you have found more success in futures? Back to the discretionary point, where because like I feel like we were very systematic when we were
Yeah.
forex trading, And now, like we were trying to be 1R and tight stop loss and this and that, very systematized. But now it's become very much about just like getting green, making money every day, trying to stack winning days more than not. Kind of, it's a different approach. Do you feel like you've leaned into your own discretion? And could you maybe speak to like the guys that are trying to figure out, should I be discretionary or should I be systematic? Like how could a person figure that out?
Yeah, it's a fine line. It's a good balance. I think like maybe part of it was like you have on like blinders of like, no, it broke this VWAP. It has to do this. Like that's what the rule. That's the systematic approach. That's what it says it does, or whatever the variable may be for you. That's like, well, that's not the end all be all. What's structure been doing? What's the outside force? Any of all that. That's discretion. That's just knowledge in general and feel for the market. That you can't just solely say because I mean, as simple as it is, we don't take every A2 when we have that because you got to add some discretion. You can't just solely take every single systematic thing like a robot for the way we're trading. That I think just over time building that discretionary muscle of just really builds confidence to keep on leaning into it, right? If someone shows their discretion and it's working out, then they're not really trusting that they have good discretion. They can rely on that. So they're going to look for a more systematic approach. They're like, I don't know enough to use discretion. I need a systematic approach to tell me what to do pretty much. Where I don't need as much, okay, Evan, here's when you get in now because XYZ says so. Yes, there's some variables that tell me to do that, but I could add my own and be willing to be wrong as well.
So you're saying time helps develop, like time in the
Yeah.
market, time studying your own trades helps develop the feel that increases
Yeah,
discretion.
because
Because
even the
I
VWAP in the very beginning, it's like studied it for a few months before I even like solely like put on trades with it because it's
right.
like, okay, here's the system, the strategy. Now, if I just solely blindly take all this stuff, what happens? But like, how can
Yep.
I add my own little edge and own little sauce of like my discretion? And then it looks totally.
Totally different. You know what's crazy? I did the interview with Brian on
Hmm.
Monday. Today is Wednesday. I looked and I rewatched the first interview I did with him. So it was like a part two, right? That was 11 months ago. So really, we've only been messing with VWAP for about a year. And it's crazy now how
Yeah.
that has evolved from VWAP to now looking at
Mm.
order flow to now trading futures. Like a lot of change in the last year in all of our trading in our group, you know?
I was saying a little bit earlier, of like we don't know what we don't know. Of like, I wonder how many trades in the past were fighting something that I would avoid now. But like,
Yep.
it wasn't part of my plan yet. That I can't say it was a bad trade just because I went against something I follow now. It's like no, that wasn't in the plan. Oh, it is. So now I could follow that.
Right.
But yeah, just always adding things to the tool belt.
That's it. Give some
Yeah.
advice. Let's talk about passing combines for a second, because I think a lot of people listening are in their first combine or they're funded. And one of the issues that the people are running across, at least that I'm talking to, is they get funded and then they're afraid to trade their funding account. So, what's your
Mm.
approach right now as of filming this? And what advice would you give to the guys that have not passed a combine yet?
Haven't passed one, or the people that
Yeah.
are and can't get to that payout.
Let's start with the people
Haven't
that have not
passed one.
passed. Yeah.
Haven't passed one. I mean, not to discourage anyone, but it could just be you're not ready yet. You're too new. You haven't learned enough. You're not ready to. Let's say you pass, not ready to sustain it and keep it. So passing it doesn't really mean anything. But for the people that do feel they're close, they're just missing that one extra like puzzle piece, and then they can get across that line because they've been trying for a while. I think a lot of it is just like the fear of failure, whether it's the actual like I'm a I failed this or like what it could mean of setback on your progress that you're not passing this, so now you can't pay for things, whatever. But a lot of it is fear of failure, which is like the ego of just not wrong. And also I think maybe the way it's built, these challenges of like the pressure to perform so quickly, right? If we're telling you but someone feels like that's rushing them, then they don't have to listen to that. That's just what I feel I'm capable of with my experience and my discretion and my strategy that I can do it in that time frame. But if you can't, that doesn't mean you have to do it. Listen to yourself, listen what works for you, because for all I know, I'm talking to someone that doesn't even know what the VWAP or A2 is, so that's not going to work. But like trade what works for you, follow that system and see that over like a long period of time. People like wanna have like a really good all do, but like if it doesn't go perfect, they just like spiral and just toss away the next 2 weeks of bad trading. Rather than just saying like I'm trying to have a right, because throw away these combines. It's your own personal account. In the beginning of the year, I really did a good job of it. I'm like, I just want to have a good month and then turn that into a good quarter, like build a track record, but like almost treat it like that. Like long term professional trading. It's not like this game of like week to week. Like, oh, I got 9,000 this week. I succeeded. Like we did it. It's like no, like that's not really what it is. What trading is. That's just how these combines are set up. So I think if someone could just slow down and be patient with it. Take only a week, couple trades a day, and take as long as it takes. Be willing to fail as long as you learn something from it, not just, oh, I swung, it didn't work, let me try again. Because then what's going to stop you from failing the second time? You have to pull something from the failures, or else it's just going to keep repeating itself.
Hey guys, really fast, I just want to share something with you. It's very interesting. We've seen more people in the last 4 months in our mentorship pass combines, pass trading challenges, and get payouts more than we've ever seen in the last 4 years of running this program. It's mind-blowing. So something is going on, whether the markets are changing, the prop firm challenges are getting easier, our coaching ability is getting better, the environment of being in a group of like-minded traders is feeding people to grow faster. I think it's a culmination of all of those things put together, but the Black Shirt Club is popping. If you don't know what the Black Shirt Club is, this is our private mentorship group. I'm going to put a link in the description for you guys to check that out, and I'll also put a link there for you to book a call with me. If you're looking for someone that's going to hold your hand and help you not only pass a funding challenge, but see your first payout, book a call with me and let's see if you'd be a good fit. We don't bring everybody into the Black Shirt Club. Honestly, it's because of the workload that we ask you to do. But if you're someone who is really taking this seriously and you want to jumpstart your learning or maybe catch up after you've been spinning your wheels for a while on your own, book a call. It's 10 minutes with me. It's free. Let's see if it'd be a good fit. Let me see if I can help you. If not, we'll part ways and maybe cross paths in the future. But so far this year, it has been incredible to see the success of our Black Shirt Club members, and I want to pass that on to you. So use the link, book a call, and hopefully we'll chat soon.
Very true. Well said. I think one of the things is like, and you touched on it a little bit, just the expectation of, oh, I just bought a challenge, I should pass. Well, like you said, how long have you been trading? How comfortable are you with your system? How confident are you with their system and the way that you're going to apply discretion and rules? Because I think at the end of the day, where we're seeing the guys that are, in our group that are getting paid out the most, it is a combination of systematic and discretionary, right? Like Tom is full systematic. Mark and Zach, a little bit more discretionary. Both of them, all three of them have gotten payouts this month. So to me, there's not a right or wrong. So for the listeners, I don't think it's, oh, you have to do systematic, you have to do discretionary. It's either, but or a combo of both, but what you have to do is give yourself the time to find your personality, maybe is the way to say it, within the market, like your personality as a trader, right? Like we were just making fun of me because of my sports bets. That's a little discretionary. That's a little bit of a degenerate behavior. You know what I mean? Yeah, a little bit, right? So it's like, I have that in me. So am I going to trade a fully systematic approach really well? Probably not, right?
Oh.
So when you think about like from an experienced trader's perspective versus the new trader, the experienced trader really knows himself or herself extremely well and what they'll do well and what they'll tend to give into. Like today on the trade, I wanted to hop back into it after I got tapped at break even. I thought it was going to keep going higher. I know myself. I know I'm going to want to do that. But if it's not an entry that actually is one that I know is one that works for me, I have to have the discipline to not take the trade. And then I was right and it came down. Now it's coming down lower. So yeah, that was an important thing. Let's talk about some of the Black Shirt guys you've coached specifically that have done really well. You want to talk about Lucas first?
Yeah, I mean they're all across the line the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks it seems like. But yeah, Lucas, still working on him just in terms of overtrading. Would probably be the one thing that a lot of people probably are falling into, especially with these combines. It feels so free to like, "Oh, I could throw it on. What's the harm? Use good risk. I can throw it on. I have this much drawdown to work with."
Right.
But it's also about time at the desk. He's in Washington, so 3 hours behind the New York session, that he's able to stay up super late and trade early London as well as early New York and power. But that's a lot of hours. You're going to be drained. And then when you take all those trades, regardless of the outcome, even if you won a shit ton, if you took 30 trades by a Thursday, win or lose, you're going to be drained. Because if you documented them, you're going to be tired of doing that. All that decision making of, okay, when do I get out now? Where does the stop loss go? How much risk? Is this telling me it's wrong? Is it all this stuff just stress talking about it? Because I don't want to do that 30 times a week. I'm probably going to do that 30 times a month.
Right.
That it's just going to have a toll you on Thursday and Friday. So like the setups may be there on a Thursday, Friday, but you're not there to capitalize on them and take advantage of them. But he's doing a really good job at slimming down his watch list. He's only on ES and gold now. He knows what he's looking at. He kind of reminds me of Tanner of like, he's not really taking always in trend moves. He's reading bounces off the 15-minute opening range, maybe a little bit of reversion of like still using a VWAP from high of day, but trading it back down against the grain. That's what's working for him now. So I don't need to take those trades, but if he could take them and he sees them well and he wants to manage those trades, go for it. Whatever works for you. Same thing with Tanner.
what's Lucas working on next? Like when you're someone like him that's passed a challenge, still trying to find exactly what the niche is, what is the work-ons that you and him have been talking about in your coaching calls?
It's really just abundance. I mean, he was very needing to feel like he needs to be in the multiple times, which often is what leads to over trading
Right.
because you feel like you're missing something.
Right.
But if you can go through his DRCs, you could see he's finding day, let's say, because he's taking 8 trades. So that alone is telling me that okay, there's 8 trades today. Like if you miss this one, it's not the last one. Your stats and your DRCs are saying you're probably going to find 7 more opportunities. That if you miss this one, that's all right. We'll get plenty more. That we could take advantage of this one. That we don't need to jump in late. Or if you don't love this one extremely, then look for something better. See if the next one fits your plan a little bit better. And there's being able to sit on your hands because you have confidence that I could see the play on this, maybe not worth the risk. I'll wait for something better. A lot of people don't think about that. They're like, there's an entry opportunity. Okay, I'm in. And then, oh, that won or lost. Okay, here's another opportunity. I'm in. They don't really weigh the could this be better? Do I need this? Does this deserve? It's just very like cut and dry. I'm in or I'm out.
Yeah. I think not just Lucas, but even like Brent, some of the guys have talked about when they get the funded account, and I mentioned this already, they're afraid to trade it.
Yeah.
And I think all of us kind of feel that in a way. What do
Mhm.
you think? What are your thoughts about that? If you get a funded account, should you really be spending time in combine still, or should you just be trading the funded account?
Yeah, it's tough to say. I'm only trading XFAs right now. Again, that could change.
Sure.
Just to add one of a slower day, get another one across the line. Because obviously, the more you have, the more free you feel of. If I lose this, okay, I'm still funded. I'm still eligible to make money. Where it's like I worked for someone a month to pass this combine. Do I want to lose it in 3 days? No. Like I just worked all this time for it. I don't want to lose it right away and then have to go back into that combine cycle of trying to pass it. Where it's like, okay, shit, I passed the combine. I have an XFA, but I failed it. All right, I'll trade this one. I have this one as well. Like, let's play this one more conservative so this one survives longer. And you don't have to go back into that combine phase because it is kind of a mentality. I'm
Yeah.
throwing 8 contracts on a combine, not really being picky, but not like, oh, this is perfect. I'm like, that's an opportunity. 8 contracts. Let's try to get this across the line. And
Yeah. And
then
I'm
once you get
curious
it, you can't even trade that big.
for the listeners, if you guys are watching on YouTube or on I don't know if Spotify or Apple is worth it, but if you're on YouTube, tell us in the comments, like, are you guys trading your combines the same way you're trading your XFA, same position size, same entries, or are you a little more aggressive in your combines, in your challenges? And if you're more aggressive, what does that look like? Like for me, I think when I say to get more aggressive, I don't mean take random trades.
Mhm.
I just want to trade them bigger, the trades that I would normally take anyway. But I think some people here get aggressive and then they start taking random trades and just slinging money around. And I mean, you're going to
Mhm.
burn combines doing that. You know what I mean? So I'm
Yeah.
curious, listeners, tell us in the comments what you guys are, what's your approach? You know, because I really don't think there's a right or wrong. You know, at the end of the day, all that matters is getting paid out. So for me, if you're someone that can afford to buy a bunch of combines, or if Top Step gives you some combines, you should be trying to get through them as quickly as possible. When they run, like they just ran that fire drill for the 100Ks. So buy some of those, run through them as quickly as you can, pass or fail them. And then at the end of the month, they just rebill at that low price and you can try again to fill yourself up because we know Top Step is eventually going to go to 10 XFAs. I'm not saying that I have inside information because I don't, but we've heard Michael on Twitter talking about it and people on Top Step TV talking about it. They went to 5 like a month or two ago. You know they're going to go to 10 at some point. So
Yeah.
having more combines in the background is probably smart if they go on a discount. But like I like what you said. I'm focused on XFA trading. You know what I mean? Like today, I took the first trade on XFAs. I think for the first few months, bro, what I was doing was I was starting the day on combine and then kind of letting the XFA sit, and I wouldn't always get to trading it. Now, because I have 4 of them, I'm like XFA first, no matter what, really.
Yeah, and it is kind of distracting because once you start this combine, if you want to think about it like a timer starting, not really, but it's like, okay, I'm now trying to pass this. So now like you're ignoring your XFA to try to pass this one at 9,000, 6,000, whatever your target was. For me, it was always the 150s. That's like, okay, well, if I make 1,000 today, that's really good. But like, I'm trying to get to 9. So like until I get to that 9, I don't feel satisfied. But then all this time I'm ignoring the XFA because like I didn't get the combine across.
Yeah.
Just take that
Um,
good setup on the XFA.
and that's
It
like,
becomes distracting.
what's your goal? Are you here to trade combines or are you here to get paid out? Well, you're not going to get paid out from a combine. So if you have a funded account, your goal is get paid out, you should be focused on that funded account as much as possible.
Yeah, like if you're gonna pass the combine on like 4 trades, 4 winning trades because you're sizing heavy, but like you're still taking 4 winning trades, why not take those 4 winning trades on an XFA you have now? That'd probably help. That'd be good.
And this is where like my perspective of not doing trade copying, except in like I've done it on my combines, I haven't done it on my XFAs,
Yeah.
is because like yeah, you'll pass combines faster then, but like when I'm thinking of a combine, I'm not thinking in risk because the risk is already gone. I already paid the money for it, or I already got the account. The risk is off the table, the real money risk, right?
Yeah.
So when I'm in the XFA though, I don't link them together because the risk is losing the XFA and then like you said, having to go through the process all over again. I like not having the XFAs all linked up together. The problem, if there is a problem, is I haven't been called up to a live account yet. I've had XFAs in profit, I've gotten payouts, but I haven't been called up yet because I have XFAs growing at different paces. Some of them I trade, and don't trade them for a few weeks. Other ones I have not traded much at all. You know what I mean? So I think that's the only detriment for me. But like if I continue to trade well, a year from now, we're talking about a year ago when I did the interview with Brian, a year from now, I'll be in a live account. You know what I mean? So like, I think one of the things that's worked well for me is just having a longer term view on all of this. Yeah. 1 month, like right now, I'm eligible to take out like 4 or 5K. I'm not taking it out because like you said, I'm growing the balance. And in a year from now, I want to have that 50, 60, 100K in a balance. So that way, take 10K out this month, no matter how well I did, and then start to just take payouts a little bit more regularly, as long as you're able to maintain that balance. It's a totally different perspective when you think about it. A lot of the listeners like, think about this. You're trading to get paid out. But the way that Top Step has us positioned is you can actually get yourself paid out, then grow the balance. So that way, no matter how well you actually trade, you can still take money out of that account. That's a pretty cool position to be in that I never really thought about when I was trading with the Forex companies,
Yeah. I would never want to like leave the money in a CFD
No,
one.
no,
Of like, oh,
that
I'm
was
gonna
never the
stack
goal.
that to 100. It's like, what?
No, no,
Take
you're
that
just
out right
taking
now.
payouts.
Take it
Yeah,
out right now.
exactly. Do you ever miss trading Forex? Do you ever think you'll
Not a
trade the
chance.
Forex
Next
futures? No.
question.
Next question. Okay. Would we take the over or the under on the euro what's the spread on the euro? Can I take that spread?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, that would be a spread to bet on. Yeah, so we've had a lot of success in the Black Shirt Club. We should highlight. Have you had anybody else pass? I know Poppy passed. I know Tanner passed. I know
Yeah.
Andrew passed. I heard
Brandy,
Brandy
Dan,
passed. Dan.
Jumbi.
Oh yeah, Dan's one of the new guys that passed. Yep. How did
Every
Dan?
single one of my students is across. I don't
Oh,
know what that means.
flex, bro.
I don't know. But yeah, it's really nice to see. All
So
within a couple weeks of each other, just stacking them.
Dan is probably the newest one too,
Yeah. To trading? Yeah. As well as passing. Both.
and to the Black Shirt Club.
Yeah, all of it. Very,
Yeah.
very new. That I warned him, I said, be prepared to fail. Like you're gonna probably lose a combine. Like you're so fucking new. It
Nope.
almost has to happen.
Yep.
But
Nope.
he didn't.
But he's
He
also
broke
like,
the mold.
and again, we're stroking ourselves a little bit here, but that's what this podcast is kind of for. Like, it's over 50% of the Black Shirt Club that has passed combines in the last
Gotta
2
be.
months. And then when
Gotta
you
be.
get people over that, like look at Randy, look at even Zach, look at Mark, they're so confident that they can go get another one now. And I know I've said
Yeah.
this a million times, but
You
it's
get a
true.
taste.
You get a taste. You got to run the 4-minute mile, and then everybody runs the 4-minute mile. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh. Yeah.
Ooh,
True. That
you
was
couldn't run a
good.
4-minute,
That
dude.
was
You
good.
couldn't run a 4-minute mile if I paid you $100,000 to run a 4-minute mile.
Not with these lungs. Sorry. Unfortunately
Not
not.
a chance. I
Not
mean,
a
we could
chance.
do a 4-minute lap, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 2.
Yeah. I mean we could try.
Yeah,
That'd be a nice video. You
dude. I
doing
was
CPR
watching.
on me?
Yeah, right. I was watching the Olympic trials the other day.
Yeah.
This kid is like 16,
Oh, I was
running
seeing stuff about
you
that.
you saw that dude,
He
and
broke
he
his
running.
record like back-to-back days.
And they said, "How do you feel about it?" He goes, "To be honest, I feel pretty good about it, even though I didn't win or whatever. Like I'm running grown man times when I'm 16 or whatever." That's what he said. I was like, "That's fucking cool, bro. That's so cool." And then that girl, first race of the Olympic trial, she jumps in the pool and she breaks
Yeah.
the record. Yeah, world
Yeah.
record in an
At the
Olympic
trial.
trial.
It's like save
At the
something for the
trial.
Olympics.
Save
You better
something in
keep
the
this
tank,
up.
girl. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Better
So
not be a one and done.
it is a good time to flex scratch the itch of the degeneracy with the sports bets between the Olympics, the Copa America tournament, and the Euro tournament. It's good. It's good for me. But
There
we
seems to be
could
golf every weekend. They just keep on starting another tournament every Thursday. I got the bet.
Riley, she goes, "How often are they doing these tournaments?" And I was like, "It's called being in season." She's like, "Well, then what does it mean to
Yeah.
be on the tour?" Well, when you're on the tour, you can play in the tournaments, but you don't always play. Like Scotty's not playing this weekend, I think. Correct? He's not playing the
I don't know,
Travelers.
maybe not. Yeah, you don't have
Yeah.
to play in everything.
Tom Kim has the best odds for this weekend.
There you go.
I think
They're
it's
really
not gonna
good.
show up.
I think after the U.S. Open, Rory like backed out of that following one, probably because of how shaken up he was. But yeah, you definitely don't have to play week to week. That's why some of the fields are weaker sometimes, and you see like a not a no name, but like a lesser name win because you're like, how the hell did that guy win? Oh, Scotty didn't play this week. Rory didn't play this week. Ricky, like, oh, it was a weaker field. So that's when these guys get their wins.
Hey guys, I just want to let you know the free futures course that I put out a few weeks ago has been crushing it. We've had over 1,200 people sign up already. We have over 150 positive reviews. So if you're sleeping, if you're living under a rock, now is the time to grab this free futures course. I'm putting the link in the description. There's no gimmick, no catch. Go to whop.com, WHOP.com/ASFX, and you can grab the free course for yourself. If you watch it, leave me a review. That's all I ask. Now let's get back to the video.
You think Ricky can win it again back to back? He won this tournament last year.
I hope. Is this the Rocket Mortgage? Is it?
Yep.
Yeah, that would be nice. I'd like to see him win.
Why
He's
is
still
the
got
purse
still got
half
no
the
majors.
price? He's got no right. The purse is only 9 million. The last purse was 22 million. Do you know why that is?
Really? No.
Yeah. Purse is
No,
like
that seems low.
9.3. Yeah. 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 So when Rory lost to Bryson, you think it shook him up? That's what you said? You think it really bothered
Yeah.
him?
Have to go back out there because then they all play like Tuesday. They play a practice round Wednesday. Sometimes like it's not just next Thursday. Like you'd have to get on your plane and go to the next where it was, and having to deal with media questions the very next week. Actually, put it behind him and play good for 4 days.
It's
He
hard.
doesn't need the money. He doesn't need the anything. So I'm not gonna play. Take the week off. That was crushing. If I'm him, I don't want to play again. I don't want to see anybody. Leave me alone.
I think the putt was harder to make than we give it credit for.
Yeah, everyone's ignoring the 72 holes before that. All the greens all week that we were watching just roll off.
Right.
They're like,
And this
that 3-footer. It's like,
and
would
even
you?
that, like it wasn't a 2 foot or it was a 4 foot putt. I mean, that's far enough where if you misread it, you easily can miss that no matter what.
And it wasn't like lined up right at it. It's
no,
very
that's
easy for the
hard
amateur at
slopes.
home to be like, oh, I make.
Yeah. But it is crushing and it is relatable. A lot of it's relatable to trading because it's like, how do you handle that next trade? That next tournament is important. And I'm talking about this to tie it to trading because like we've had a couple of Black Shirt Club members this month and last month that I told them to basically get the fuck out of here. I'm like, I'm not going to charge you for the mentorship. Just go for a break. Alex, Ryan took a weekend. So sometimes I'm sending like Thomas just came back from a little break. You send these guys away for a break. They come back even sharper. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't even think about it like combines, no combines, XFA, whatever. Throw that all out. If I was doing good for a while, like you almost kind of earned a break. You just doing well. Go treat yourself. And then also like none of these people got into trading to like be here all day. That it's like almost like maybe I'm the only one, truthfully. But like when it's a bank holiday, I'm like, nice. The market's giving me a break. Like I'm not trading tomorrow. I get a day off.
Hard, bro. We go. I mean,
because I
between the
technically
coaching,
don't have like any days off. I could trade every day.
It's hard.
But it's like, oh, the market's gonna give me one. Cool.
That's why I might have you come over and hang out for a couple of days and give you a vacation. We'll go golf and we'll hang out. But no, it is. And I think I say this in my coaching calls a lot. I'm like, if I could take a break, I would. But unfortunately, I started this business with the coaching and everything. People would be upset if they paid money for our coaching and I just didn't show up. So like I signed up for that. But that's
Austin
why like
cracks the whip as soon as I just say, hey, Austin, can I possibly like don't even finish it. You can't have off. I'm like,
no days off. No days off. No.
I get an hour. Can I get an hour?
No.
Can I get lunch?
No. But I think it is good to take breaks. I'm taking my family to Italy in August and end of August, beginning of it's like 10 days of nothing. I'll come back from that trip itching, bro. I'm going to be so eager to trade. I might have to trade combines the whole week, bro, because I'm just going to want to click buttons.
I'll text you like, we made another all-time high today, Austin.
No, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't even want to hear it. It's going to eat at me, bro. When I was in Europe 2 years ago, it was during the World Cup. It was when we had the seminar in London, and then I dipped off to Rome with Riley.
Yeah.
And I was itching, bro. But it's hard because the time zone difference, it's difficult for what we're doing. I really like
New York
power
being in
hour.
the afternoon.
Not for me, because I was out doing stuff. So I'm out in a tour of the Coliseum, and I'm like, well, what's ES doing? What's the market doing? You know, and that's because I'm an addict. But my wife signed up for that. She already knows
Just
the deal.
curious what it's doing. Doesn't mean I'm going to trade it. I just want to know.
But I mean, now Top Step X has Top Step Mobile, and I might be
that's
able
true.
to. Oh God, that was all. I love Michael, but when he was like, "Yeah, now you can trade from the golf course," I'm like, Michael,
Oh my
don't
God.
encourage the trading from the
Yeah.
golf course, please. Yeah.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah,
I
but
can't tee off that. Let me.
yeah, give me a second.
Okay.
The people
Long
behind
eight.
you are hitting
Okay.
into you.
Oh, it's my turn. Thank you. Like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
I played last weekend. I said, look, so everybody knows I got all the stuff behind me. This is the new edition from Father's Day.
This dad plays golf.
He does.
Doesn't say good or bad. It just says all you could ask.
Hey, bro.
He
Hey.
just plays.
I do play.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say I shot on a par. If it would have been a regular course, I probably would have been at like 98 on that
That was a
round
short
I
one.
played last week. Yep.
62 or something.
Yeah, I think it was 63. And I shot
Yeah.
an 88.
You know what those are called, those courses?
What are you gonna say, bro? Gay courses?
No, I taught you. Just trying to test your terminology. What
Chip
kind of
and
course
putt?
that is? No. Executive course. A lot more par threes.
Executive
bank.
course.
that
Why
in
is
the
it
bank.
an executive course?
It just is. That's what it's named. When it's
All
got
right.
4 so heavy par threes that 4s and 5s, it's just an executive course.
It's cool
It's
because like when you
normally
go
par
there,
under 70.
it's water everywhere. Houses. Oh, dude. We played I took my brother and I took my father-in-law out on
Yeah.
Sunday last weekend. Bro, I didn't lose a single ball until we
Mm.
were at this one hole where I see these dudes working on a roof to the right side of the fucking tee box. So
Yeah.
once you see them, you know you're gonna hit them. So then I start thinking in my head, I'm gonna hit these guys. I got this whole open fairway to the left, and I'm like, I'm gonna hit these guys. I didn't hit the guy. I hit the satellite dish on the house next to the house where they were working on the roof. The dude gets off the roof, looks at me, and then my brother's teeing off. He's like, "Hey!" Puts his arms up, picks up my golf ball, and puts it in his pocket.
Oh, that's a crime.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
it's
is.
just like, "Hey, free golf ball," and they went back up on the roof. Yeah.
Hey, it's raining golf balls. Nice. I'll keep this.
I mean, bro, it would have hurt. It was like a little stinger. It hit the satellite dish and it made a loud noise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the dish
was
took
on
it
a-
pretty well.
I was standing on a tee box once, and the ball just like whistled over my head. It's like, where the fuck?
Oh, that's fighting stuff.
They
right
didn't
there,
say
bro.
anything. They said
No,
nothing.
no
I
4,
was
no
furious.
7, no 8, no 9, no nothing.
Right over my head.
Oh, I'm getting in the golf cart and I'm going back and I'm giving them lip.
I just tee it up and I just smack it into the wood.
If you're teeing off this way and the ball comes at you from
This
this
your
way, you
ball?
just turn around and tee off that way back at them.
Here's your ball back.
I would love to host a golf tournament for all because we have a good amount of golfers that follow the podcast, that follow everything we're doing. We could
Yeah,
do
just-
it. It just
was
requires a
thinking
lot
about
of
that.
work.
Yeah, I had a golf outing for a buddy of mine, and I was thinking about that. How like we had like a raffle, and then there's a scholarship for him, and it was just like a 9-hole course, 10-hole
Mhm.
course. It's like a mini.
Mhm.
It's kind of like an executive. It's just like all par threes. You don't even need to bring your whole bag. You're probably gonna use like a wedge and something else. So it was just casual, just very low key. But yeah, to actually like run an outing does sound stressful. I like a nice.
I'm bringing a
country club or
3-wood.
something. Strictly, that's it.
I'm bringing a 3-wood to putt. So if I'm within 80 yards,
Yeah.
I'm putting it. As long as there's no bunker in my way, I'm 3-wood Texas wedge right up to the green.
Yeah,
And it
that's
pisses people off, bro. When we got
aggressive.
money on the line, and then my buddy Dave hits the chip and it falls short, and I hit the fucking putter and it fucking rolls up there, he gets so annoyed. You can tell it pisses everybody off. He's like, it's not real golf. I'm like, why? Because there's no hazard in my way, and I decide to take the path of least resistance when I could overhit, underhit,
Yeah,
shank
you
the
can't
chip.
flop it. Yeah, you're
I
not gonna
can't
get
flop
under
it.
and just sit it.
No, not yet. Not there yet.
Yeah.
One day, I try flop
Mhm.
shots. I tried the other day. I tried to hit a nice flop shot. It
Yeah,
went.
it's gonna be up on the grass, real fluffy.
You ever seen that shot that they call it like the Phil Mickelson flop shot that goes over you, behind you? You ever seen that when it's like up
Mhm.
on the hill? That's crazy, bro. That
Yeah.
would be insane. I'd hurt myself, I
s-
think, trying to do
I
that.
didn't. I'm not gonna like flex and say I did that. It wasn't nearly like that, but I did try that once. Of like how my feet were, they had to be up. That I was like,
Right.
I'm gonna try to like swing this backwards because it's gonna have to trickle down there, and it kind of worked. Not nearly as good, but like it wasn't fucking moonshot and then landed on the green. But
You know what's crazy
love-
about Phil Mickelson? $250 million to go to live, 125
Pay all
million for
those-
Bryson, and Phil
Yeah.
sucks.
to pay all those gambling debts off.
That's what it
Horrific
has to
gambler.
be. Dude, he's a horrible gambler.
Yeah.
Why is that, bro? Him, Michael Jordan, these guys, me. We're addicted to gambling.
The competitiveness. Like, oh, you motherfucker.
Bro, did you see
Ah.
Xander lost to MJ on MJ's course?
Yeah. He said straight up too, right? Like a whole round of 18, was it?
Yep. They were
Yeah,
even
that
to
was
like the last
embarrassing.
3 or 4. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I tried to
God,
talk some shit back to him, and then he just locked in on the last 4 holes and beat me.
you don't do that. Same like you would never talk shit to Kobe Bryant. You're asking to lose. MJ's the
Yeah.
same way. You're asking to lose.
Like, be
He's
humble in
competitive
victory.
fishing. MJ does fishing, bro. You seen that?
Does he?
Bought a
No.
$70 million fishing boat to compete in tournaments, and they go and they win money. Him and these dudes. I've seen the pictures of it. They catch big
Jeez.
bluefin tunas and all this other stuff. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's just the competitiveness. Don't want to lose. And he's got literally that clutch gene in him from sports in general of like, okay, it's
And I think
shut
I
it
would be
all out.
that way too. If I was really good at basketball, I would try to go do baseball like he did. And I would try to go do golf. And then I would try to do fishing. And I would try to do all these. Bro, I bet you he puts money on horseshoes when he's playing horseshoes. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah. Oh, like sick. I got that guy's $1,000. He doesn't need that. It's just like the fuck you. I like give me that. I'm better. It's a
Yep.
pride thing.
Yep.
Like, oh, nice. I made money off this guy. I don't care about that.
Am I lagging for you?
No. Your mic
Okay.
cut for like a second. Or got
Yeah, it said my internet's unstable. I'm like, for what?
No, you're good.
But yeah, we got off topic of trading into sports bets, but it's okay. It's all in good fun. So
All
let's
related.
talk. It's all related in some capacity. We talked about the Blackshirt Club a little bit. ASFX TV. We should mention our Power Hour streams for those that are maybe just catching up to us and just catching up on the podcast. We've been doing these Power Hour streams. How are you liking that? Because that's new for both of us.
Yeah, I do like it. It was kind of hinting back to like the time at the desk. If you're gonna trade a power hour, you better be taking a not here from the New York Open until power hour, just hunting entries all day. It's only when I trade power hours because I took a break in between. I'm not taking 8 hours at the desk, so that's the only way it's doable for me. Otherwise, I'd be like, okay, it's 2 o'clock. I've been here since 9. I'm done. Like I'm fried, and I've taken enough trades. But like since you take a break, you can come back refreshed. Maybe you're still flat on the day and be unbiased, be fresh, and see the markets clearly.
Yeah.
What's happened the last few hours, but it is nice. I like sometimes it's obviously dead, but a New York Open could be dead sometimes too. So you can't really judge it off that, but you get some good moves in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah. I think Power Hour's been good for me because I really am learning a lot about how the end of day, like you see it in the last couple of minutes, all these orders come in and price gets moved. It makes you wonder, like, why is price moving to that point? Tom Basso told people on Twitter, he was like, it has something to do with mutual funds rebalancing at the end of the day, closing positions and opening positions. So there is volatility there at the end of the day. But I agree with you. You can't be trading all day. You got to take that midday break and try to reset, you know?
Yeah. We've literally, maybe the last 2 power hours where we got just stopped out. We not chased, but the last 10 minutes of volatility made it all up. It's like 10 points right there. And you thought the day was, the day's over in 5 minutes. Let's call it in 5 minutes early. But those last 5 minutes had it.
So how do you not get caught up in a bias? Because I think you do a really good job of not being biased. Like yesterday, Tom asked me or James asked me, what's the bias for today? Are we buying or selling? And I said, I don't know. I'll just trade what the market says to trade.
Yeah.
And I think you do a really good job at that. So what would you say is like tips for the guys that are maybe coming in with a bias and they have a hard time breaking free of it?
I mean, I think it's like kind of the quote you said a while ago, hold strong opinions loosely of like, you could have this bias, but if it's screaming at your face that doesn't stand anymore, it's not valid and it may not be true, you might be seeing it wrong or you saw it correctly, but now it's changing. Be willing to flip it and be like, let go of your ego of like, no, I swear this has to be bullish because I thought it was going to be bullish 2 hours ago.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like,
Every time
it
you
may have
say
looked
that,
like
you're
that.
screwed.
It's like, yeah, you might have been right. It did look bullish 2 hours ago, but there was news coming an hour ago, the New York Open, that doesn't stand true anymore. So flip it or stay flat. If you're so strong on that bias, wait for it to make sense again. Don't just glue to it when it's not there. But I think it's partially like the longs to the shorts that we talk about. Like it's really got to scream at me to want to short it. That like if I could stay unbiased of like not just fully sinking into like, okay, we're going short today because what I see right now, being optimistic that we could always turn back around bullish, I've been able to find longs and maybe settings and price action that we normally wouldn't a few months ago. But just knowing where I'm the higher time frame, some edge full stats, the daily VWAP is still a key factor in it, even though sometimes we'll go against it. For the most part, not really. I'm still looking to be on the right side of it. So like if you just solely did it off that, which is what it was a few months ago, of like trade whatever side of the daily you're on, you're gonna probably find more success than not
Yeah.
at its core.
Especially,
And then you add other variables.
I was gonna say, especially for the new guys that are like
Yeah.
used to trying to call reversals, they're better off just trading with the VWAP rather than fighting against it. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, and what I was gonna say to pivot a little bit to some more political thoughts. Do you want to make an election prediction before we finish today's podcast? Before we wrap up, do you want to make a call?
The Donnie J.
You think so? Are you locked in on that? Like, because we can make bets on that. Like you know how I told you we're going to put money on the Phillies already right now. We can make bets on this and we can make some money on this.
There was a guy that's like the big.
Are you uncertain?
I'm not uncertain. There's a guy that's really good. One of the Nelk boys, I think it was. Yeah, Steve will do it. Who really loves it.
He loves it.
He bet heavy on Joe Biden. He's like, if I lose, I make $1 million. If I win, well, Donald Trump's the president, so I'm happy anyways. It's like, yeah,
I know what you mean. Yeah,
you're gonna
he'll take the loss if he's wrong, but he'll be happy because Trump wins. Yeah,
that's almost like if the Yankees make the World Series, bet against them. It's like, okay, either lose money, but we're winners, or I make money. Okay.
There's no chance the Yankees are winning the World Series.
Cut the shit.
There's no chance.
Scumbag.
There's no chance.
Bro, literally the best team in the league. But anyways.
Didn't they just get destroyed by the Mets yesterday?
162 games, Austin.
Let me check the score. Just so we know what the score was yesterday. I'm pretty sure it was 6-0 last time I checked.
After 6-1.
Best team in the league, 6-0 to the Mets. Let's see here.
It was 9-7. I mean, that's close.
That's close.
Came back.
But you still lost. Are they actually the best team in baseball? Are the Yankees the best record? That's correct. Yes. Phillies are up there though.
It may be tied with the Phillies, truthfully.
Let's check.
52-29, and the Phillies are 52-27. We've just played the last 2 games, but we have the same amount of wins.
Braves are in it, 7.5 games back, but they're going to be okay. Milwaukee, that's interesting. And the Dodgers. I think the Dodgers were actually the favorite when I was looking at the odds. Let me see what I can get on the odds right now. Why?
Got Shohei, Mookie Betts.
Why?
They're good.
For
they
who?
got like $1.5 billion on their payroll.
That's insane.
Shohei Ohtani, pitcher and hitting, and then Mookie Betts also paid.
Right now, plus 325 on the Dodgers, plus 475 on the Yankees, plus 475 on the Phillies. And then they got the Braves, the Orioles, and the Guardians. Who's the Guardians? Cleveland.
Yeah, the Indians.
What?
They were the Indians.
I know what you said. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I was on the edge of my seat with my bet last night, bro. Argentina playing Chile, and Argentina's outpossessing them 70-30. 24 shots it took to score a fucking goal. Scored in the last 10 minutes. I was like, and it was a substitute. I was like, Jesus Christ, make me wait to 1-0. Jesus Christ.
It was 1-0.
It was 1-0.
Last couple minutes.
Yeah. So that bet won. Today I don't have as good of a read on these teams like Turkey and Ukraine. Like I don't know who's going to win those games. Those teams suck. You know what I mean? So I might chill. Yeah, when in doubt, stay out. A lot of trading principles applied to my sports betting. Like I cashed out, and you yelled at me for not cashing out. But if I didn't cash out, I would have lost that bet.
Well, that's fine because next time it would have made you the $500.
Yep.
It would make up for that $50 loss you would have taken yesterday.
I love
long-term profit. Closing out doesn't make money long-term, and parlays don't.
But they're fun. When you string a nice 10 play parlay together, and you put $5 on it, and you could win 10 grand. Years.
I'll lose 100, lose 100, lose 100, lose 100, make 1,000. Okay, we're back. Like because the parlay is gonna eventually hit.
Eventually,
a lot bigger than those straight up bets.
Yep. I chalk it up to my grandfather's because he used to buy lottery tickets every day and scratch them every day.
Yeah.
Just to get like to me, bro.
Cigarettes and lottery tickets every day. It's like routine.
Yeah. So he used to smoke cigarettes all the time. So he would go in there and like I'm trying to picture like his thoughts and his feelings, right? Goes in there. He knows he's not going to win, but he just wants that little couldn't be a trader, right? He was a fucking tailor. Just wants a chance.
You don't have a chance
rush.
To play. When it was like 1.2 billion, whatever, a couple months ago, I played. I'm like, you can't win if you don't play.
What's it called? My mother-in-law was here. She made us go buy her lottery tickets every
And it
time
was
she's
sold
here.
in Jersey, like 40 minutes away from him. Like,
Oh,
text me in the morning,
Would
like it was winning ticket was sold in Jersey. I'm like, what,
me?
did I
Was it
win?
me? Would
Let me
you
cut the
take them?
stream. I
Would you
quit.
take all the money at once, or would you take the annuity?
Uh, which one would have less taxes? I forget.
I
Probably the
think
annuity.
the annuity,
I'll
depending
probably
on
do it for
how.
30 years. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I don't know
doesn't
if
really
one has
matter.
less taxes though. To be honest, I don't think they're going to let one have a lot less than taxes. They're still going to get their tax.
Yeah,
I would take the full payment.
yeah. I mean,
Yep.
whatever it is.
And then I'd put it all on the World Series. Imagine that. You win the Mega
That's how we get
Millions.
the taxes back. We double it.
You take it all and you put it all on one thing. And you make the tax money back and some.
Is that what they say? All your eggs in one basket? Is that where it came from?
So this is Warren Buffett is diversification. Stanley
Yeah.
Druckenmiller is all your eggs in one basket and watch your basket. That's his famous trading quote. And
Watch your basket.
I watch my basket. My basket right now is Apple. I have most of my
Yeah.
investments in retirement is in Apple. I'm watching the basket heavily. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Okay. Bro, good pod. We'll wrap here so you can get some lunch. We'll get ready. We got power hour today. Listeners, if you stayed through, I know you guys like the home team episodes. We touched on some good stuff about trading, personal stuff. If you want to tune in with us, we are on ASFX TV all week long. There's a link down in the description for a free trial. Also, if you would like to join the Blackshirt Club, we do have space, a little bit of space right now going into the back half of the year. Let me know. There's a link also in the description for you guys to book a call. But if you're watching, listening, tuning in, whatever you're doing, we appreciate you very much. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of our future episodes. And we'll put a pin in it for now. Ev, maybe we'll do a big home team episode. You, me, Tom, and James get the foursome going again to bring everybody back.
That won't
together.
get off topic at all.
Yeah, definitely not. Probably should have done that at the beginning of Pride Fest and call it Pride Month and called it Sausage Fest.
Yeah. Damn. There's a few days left.
Damn. Few days left. We could squeeze it in. Okay. All right, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure you're subscribed. Thank you very much. Thanks, Ev.